In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 quick-fire stress reduction tactics you can use in under 30 seconds to get you into a more productive mindset. Whilst my stresses program goes into much more depth in creating an actual system to handle stress more efficiently, what you'll discover in this video is 3 quick-fire tactics that literally take less than 30 seconds. And be sure to subscribe to my Fit by Health channel for more insights into how you can get fitter, stronger and less stressed as a busy professional. According to Mental Health Foundation, 74% of UK adults have felt so stressed at some point over the last year they felt overwhelmed and unable to cope. And the US is ranked within the top 10 most stressed countries in the world. The charity Mind UK doesn't provide an overarching definition of stress, but does point out when talking about stress, we tend to be referring to A, a situation or event, and B, our reaction to this situation or event. They also mention that stress can be a precursor to anxiety and depression, but it's more likely to be a loop where anxiety and depression can also increase levels of stress. Now, the Mental Health Foundation notes that stress can be defined as the degree to which you are overwhelmed or unable to cope as a result of pressures that are unmanageable. I trained a client once who was very full on in his work. He would come into the gym at 100 miles an hour because he was late, and when we finally got round to the exercise, you could see that his body was present but his mind was still in the office. I would demonstrate the exercise right in front of him, and when it was his turn, he'd realise he had no clue what he was supposed to do. One of the traits of heightened stress is being too much in your head. You can tell when someone is experiencing this because they have a slight glazed look in their eyes. This is why it's important to have methods of how to handle stress. And I like to look at this from 3 perspectives. Immediate, as in what you can do in the next minute to reduce your levels of stress. This is what this video is about. Ongoing, what you can do when you're experiencing stress for an extended period of time. And long term, what you can incorporate in your life where you experience less things as stressful. This is more about what my stresses program is about, of which you can find a link in the comments box below. In this video, I'm going to share 3 quick-fire tactics to help you reduce your stress levels. But what would also be great is if you put in the comments box below what you do to help with handling stress. Tactic 1 is a long exhale with self-talk. When looking at the characteristics of stress, there are 2 commonalities: short breaths and self-talk that exacerbate the situation. In cognitive behavioral therapy, they talk a lot about how people can A, catastrophize, where you build up the situation in your mind to be a lot worse than it is, so such as, I'm going to get fired, the office is going to shut down, I'm going to be homeless. B, globalize, where you extend the meaning across your whole identity rather than just the context. See, I told you I have no willpower. Or C, all or nothing thinking, where you place the context in an either or framework. Unless my boss says my presentation is excellent, it's just been a waste of time. The way you talk to yourself can either amplify or minimize how you are currently feeling. In a stress state, you can use your self-talk to get back to the level of thinking that can solve problems, do good work, or go back to a more calm state. Yet it can also go the other way in influencing you being even more stressed. And also, when you're stressed, your breath shortens. This restricts the level of oxygen going into your body, but also shortens the time you spend in an exhale state, which is where you activate what is known as the parasympathetic nervous system. This is the part of the nervous system associated with rest and digest. By actively elongating your exhale, you can help keep your blood pressure and resting heart rate down. So, what you want to do is combine these 2 together. and for 4 seconds inhale. Then elongate the exhale between 6 to 8 seconds. And talk to yourself in a manner that promotes calm and optimism, such as "this time will pass," or "just a couple more days now," or "let's get through this." Tactic 2 is sigh. Yes, it sounds weird, but sighing creates a calm feeling inside your body that stems all the way from childhood. That downward tone after a deep breath resonates your vocal cords and sends an energy down your body, but also entices you into exhaling longer than you have done. When you do it, make sure you take a deep breath beforehand so you can get a really long, good sigh and make it a downward intonation, really enjoying the experience in that moment. So it would go As this one includes noise, you might feel more conscious about doing it around people you don't know, whereas the first tactic you could do without even anyone knowing. Either way, this emphasizes how stress reduction techniques don't have to be long or complicated. They can utilize what you've been doing ever since childhood. A long, gentle sounding sigh that resonates through your whole body. Before we get into the last tactic, be sure to subscribe and like the Fit by Health channel so you don't miss any videos featuring tools, tactics and strategies on how to be fitter, stronger and healthier as a busy professional. Tactic number 3 is looking out into the distance. I got this one from Andrew Huberman, a Stanford University neuroscientist, when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. It comes from the idea that when stressed, we experience a tunnel-like sensation on the thing we're stressed about. By focusing our attention purely on the thing we are stressed about, the level of stress is reinforced and amplified. To counter this, go outside preferably and look outside if not possible, and look out as far as you can. Now, as you are looking out as far as you can, expand your peripheral vision to as wide as you can. With you looking out as wide and as far as you can, notice what you become aware of, what captures your attention as you continue to focus as far and wide as you can. Continue doing this until you feel a sense of calm. By doing this, you take your focus out of your internal dialogue and into the wider world of your immediate environment. You can't be in your head and focus externally at the same time. So when stressed, a good trick is getting your attention externally to your immediate environment for as long and as far as you can. And before I go, I want to provide you with a bonus tactic, and this is the use of questions. Questions direct your focus, and by making those questions solution orientated, you can go a long way to reducing your stress levels and coming out the other side in a calm manner. One question I like to ask is, if I could change the context or my perspective on the context in a way that reduces the stress by 10%, what could I do? Now, you may not get answers straight away, but as you continue to ask, your brain will sort for solutions and bring them to the forefront in a way that some describe as an insight or a brainwave. By asking questions on a regular basis, you can train your brain to get solutions in a faster manner and experience less stress. So that's it for now. Remember to comment on the ways you deal with stress in the comments box below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss an episode. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.